Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Mike Holloway, winner of Survivor Worlds Apart, and you're about to listen to a podcast with two best friends that love to talk about the game that we all love, Survivor. So sit back, grab a Dr. Pepper, because I'm 155,000% sure you're about to love to listen to Dwayne and Dave. Take it away, guys.
Welcome to the show. I'm Dwayne.
And I'm David.
And we're just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor. Thanks, Mike Holloway, winner of Season 30, for the show intro. Did you notice, David, that you can't quite tell if he's just sounds like that or if it's distorted?
I was wondering where he recorded it.
Yeah.
Although that's probably you adding the music, so.
Well, the music was my doing, yes. But it was like, so anyway. Thank you, Mike Holloway. You're awesome. This is our third and last Season 31 preseason episode. If you haven't heard the other, excuse me. Oh, my gosh, I just burped on our podcast. That is getting edited out of the audio, like, absolutely. This is our third and last Season 31 preseason episode. If you haven't heard the other two, check them out. We have our fourth Survivor blogger joining our website. So we have Alex, Katya, Shayna, and now Brian Mars. David, we have four bloggers on our website.
I am a Brian Mars fan because when I watched the Durham Warrior videos, he was the Survivor genius. And somebody's trying to call me on Google Hangout.
I'm sure it's Dave. I'm sure it's it's the guy that we picked up on the side of the internet.
I don't know why he's called.
Hold on. I
just messaged him to rejoin what you invited.
Yeah, here, I'll just add him back in.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably what he's looking for.
Okay.
Open up the back door, let him in.
Yes, babe, I did. All right. Woo! So you can find them all on our website, survivortalkwithdnd.com, or just look up Survivor Talk, and we're the first one that comes up. So for those of you watching live on our website, stwdd.com/live, there's a chat room right next to the video. I hope you like that. I think it's pretty cool. If you're so you can chat, and David's watching the chat room. I'm watching Twitter. So if you use hashtag STWDD during the show, not after the show, then I will get your comments on the air. So that'll be fun. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you can also leave a comment on YouTube, and we'll get them on there, too. Tonight, we are reading and listening to some of our audience's thoughts about Survivor Cambodia Second Chance. So we're going to do that. Now, David and I did pick up somebody on the side of the internet. They were holding a sign that said, "Take me to a better edit," but I can't seem to get him to get to the front seat of the car to talk with us, so I'm not really sure what's going on.
One of those nights, my light keeps turning around in my face, and that's going to be a migraine before too long. But
are you having problems, David?
And it's not like I didn't have an hour and a half to set up, and I spent a bunch of movie with Davis.
So, David, do you like my new setup? Do you like my new room?
I do like your new room. It's completely buffed. It is buffed out.
Here, let me put it on the screen so everybody can see. So here you have the Survivor blanket that Mike K gave me. Alien ears, which is the type of in-ear monitors I use. Buff, because when you want to buff, go to buffusa.com and use promo code SurvivorTalk10.
I thought you were going to say because you were so buff.
Dan, I haven't introduced you yet. Be quiet.
Right.
SurvivorTalk10 promo code. And you'll get 10% off your Survivor 31 buffs.
Keep it down in the back seat. Keep it down back there.
Here's all our buffs. So Dan, I was telling the crowd that I picked up a guy on the side of the internet. He was holding a sign that says, "Please take me to a better edit," and it was you.
Really? See, yeah. You have to go there. Really?
Oh, he's been going places all week. I'm not happy either. Go ahead.
I was prepared to start saying nice things about you. Forget it now. Nope.
Okay.
David, you're just a good one.
Thank you. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Foley.
Yes, very nice. Yes, yes. Survivor Talk with Triple D.
Yes, it's the triple D's tonight. So for those of you,
but it's still PG. So
it's still PG.
Yes.
So for those of you who think Dan's just a horrible person, well, you're wrong. Me and Lisa and Candace, and David, and Dan spent a whole day in Maine, and it was absolutely fabulous. He took us to an amazing place for breakfast. What was the name of that place?
It's a little place on 4th Ave in Portland, Maine called the Bralou. It stands for breakfast and lunch.
There you go.
And it's just this wonderful little hole in the wall.
Yeah.
You know, and the waitresses there are just, they know your name, you know, and they're just, it's great.
Yeah.
It's just a wonderful little place.
Yeah, she definitely knew your name, Dan.
Yeah. It's, you know, honestly, okay, so you guys showed up on Sunday night. It was the two of you and Troy. And we all clamored in around 9:30 at night. And my wife had all the beds ready for you guys and linens and towels.
Awesome. Yeah.
But the next day, David had the best line. I mean, just hands down.
What did he say?
We showed up the next day because we were going to have that lobster lunch together.
Yeah.
And we had gone swimming. So Lisa and I jumped off that 20-foot wall into the Saco River.
Right.
Yes. And she basically took off her pants, left her panties on. She went in her tank top and went swimming. She was completely covered. There was nothing inappropriate.
Right, of course.
We get back to the house. There were kids there.
Yeah.
And we get back to the house, and David's like, you show up at 9:30 at night with 3 strange guys from your wife's perspective, and all she can say is, oh, it's very nice to see you. Welcome. You know, there's the bathroom. Here are your rooms. And she's a very gracious host. But it wasn't until I showed up with a strange, beautiful woman that I had just gone swimming with that she was like, oh, my God, it's so nice to see you.
That's right.
She was more excited about the strange, beautiful woman than she was about you guys.
Yes.
So wait a minute. To go back, it was only 9:30 when we got to your house because it felt like midnight or 2 a.m.
No.
Very late.
No, I started needling at Troy at like 8:30, and by the time I finally wrangled that wet cat, you know, by the time we got here, it was about 9:30.
Oh gosh.
And he was saying he was bummed out. He wanted to hang out and talk with people more, but by the time we got home, he was like, "Dude, I'm glad you dragged me out of there. I am beat." He was exhausted.
Well, so what I'm finding interesting is now that I've been to Durham, Maine, and up in that area, I'm re-listening. I read the Stephen King book 11/22/63. And now I'm listening to it again. And it's cool because he lives up in Durham, and he talks about Durham and going around and all the accents and everything, and now I can relate to it.
Are you reading it because I brought it up, or just because you want to read it again? Because
you brought it up. You brought it up, which made me want to read it again.
Yeah, I'm listening to it as well.
So.
Hey, do I have video going on right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, because what I can see, I'm locked.
Oh,
you guys look.
No.
All right, you guys look fine.
Yeah, and we can see you, so don't do anything you wouldn't want seen.
No.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking.
Well, I don't want you to think, my video's blocked.
No.
So.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, well, tonight we want to hear our listeners' thoughts, and Dan, we'll even ask you what you think about the upcoming season. And again, if you're on the chat room, David can kind of, that's designed for y'all to talk amongst yourselves, and if David sees anything exciting, he'll say something. If you post it on Twitter, though, I will definitely try to get it on the show. So first we have an audio feedback from Chad Kincaid. So here we go, Chad Kincaid.
Hey, guys, Chad Kincaid from Cincinnati, Ohio. Sorry I haven't called in a while. I believe this is the feedback for the Cambodia second chances. I got a lot to say. Let's start off with the cast, how they were picked. I believe a lot of good people were left out, such as Kobe Arca, Ryan Opry from Pearl Islands, this sort of thing. I think they should at least let the fans vote on who they wanted on the ballot. That being said, I don't think the season 30 people like Joe and Shireen should not have gotten a second chance so quick just because they were off their last season. So, I mean, that put a bittersweet in my mouth, especially what happened with Shane Powers. that being said, the main people I'm rooting for are Abby Maria, your all's favorite, one of my favorites, Kelly Wentworth. I'm mostly going with the old school people like Jeff Varner, Terry Dietz, Kimmy Kaplenberg, Andrew Savage. I'm mostly going old school here because it's, to me, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I think it's really awesome to see a lot of these old school players come back. So I'm mostly rooting for the old school and the and people like Abby Maria and Kelly Wentworth. People I am not really rooting for this time around are Cass. I could not stand her. I know I might get slack for that, but let's see who else am I rooting for? But yeah, mostly the old school people and the few I mentioned. It's also, seeing all these returning players, it's cool, we voted them in, so a lot of fans can't complain, but, we can kind of complain about how Shane was robbed. I think Shane really got knocked out of this whole ordeal. I think, I think he should have been put in there just because he's Shane Bowers, But anyways, it should be a very exciting season. I will call your guys' show more often. I know the past few seasons I haven't done that. I feel bad about that. So, still an avid listener, and so I'll do that for you guys. Other thoughts? So that's pretty much what I have. So it should be a very exciting season. Like I said, I'm mostly old school. So, all right. Well, that's all I have. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay. I'm sorry, but how can you say Sean was robbed when it was the people vote him in, right? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah, the people voted them in. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He brought up
what?
Go ahead, Dan.
It's amazing the perfect demography that the American people voted in, isn't it? I find that incredible. It's really impressive of the American people to have that perfect demographic blend across the board. That's so impressive.
Say what you really think, Dan. Come on, don't hold back.
No, that's all. I'm just so impressed with America. You guys are awesome.
Okay. David, what do you think? Oh, sorry, Dan. I thought you were done.
No, I was just going to say one of the things about he said that he didn't want to see Joe go back in, but I mean, Joe and Malcolm, the same types. Malcolm did back-to-back seasons, and and I think I told Joe on the show, said, you're going to get another shot. You are not a one-timer. So I'm really excited for Joe to be back there. I know he's a huge fan. I know he's young, but I really hope he does big things.
So how would you have felt if you were on that ballot and gotten picked at the end of the finale? Because I know the finale wasn't the best night for you, or didn't end the way you wanted it to. But because see, we were talking to Andy and Steve about who we thought might get picked, and with your personality and the way you came across, I'm like, they want this guy back on. This is a character they want back on the show. He knows the game. He's a big fan. Why wouldn't they want him back on? And I was actually a little surprised when you weren't on the ballot again.
Well, according to what I would consider a reliable source, I was actually in the top 100 when they first sat down and they roundtabled different people and different people from different seasons. But they threw Mike in there as a red herring, and there were 4 other people from my season. If suddenly I'm in there as well, that's 6 people from my season that are on the ballot. That's just unreasonable.
Right.
That's just way too many. And
That and David, did you not hear the things that Dan said about CBS? They were not happy with him.
Really? You got to keep picking at that scab, aren't you, Dwayne?
No. David brought it up. David brought it up.
He didn't.
I'm just like,
he didn't bring that up.
No. What I'm saying, in all seriousness, and this isn't the Why Wasn't Dan on season 31 show, so I don't want to belabor the point. And Dan,
I don't either.
And Dan, you didn't bring it up. David brought it up. So David, it's on you. But in all seriousness, David, if I'm CBS and I'm mad at Dan, which I think they were mad at you, Dan, all right, then no way am I going to put him on that ballot. So I just don't see why you're surprised about it.
So what do they care more about, their feelings or their ratings? Because Dan is ratings. And that's why I really thought Dan would be back on. He's a character. Why not get this guy? Gives confessionals like crazy. Why not have this guy back on? That's what they want.
And the thing that really upset me about all of it was Probst actually said in an Entertainment Weekly that I was the single best character they had in all 30 seasons. That all by itself is a monster compliment. I mean, that's just it's a huge compliment. But more importantly, the week before the finale, Probst called me up because he called the people that he was going to talk with. And he specifically told me to speak my mind. He came out and he told me to say the things that I said. So I didn't just go out and do this on my own. I specifically told him that I didn't want to because I wanted another shot at playing again, and I didn't want to piss them off. And he goes, oh, no. He said, you won't hurt anything. You go right ahead. So I did what he told me to, and he set me up.
Yeah.
So, but again, I don't want to talk. I don't want to belabor that.
Right.
Let's talk about the new cast and how excited we all are for that.
Thanks, Chad. Yeah, thanks, Chad, for sending that in. I look forward to hearing your thoughts this season.
Yeah. Now,
absolutely.
Who did Chad say that he didn't like that y'all reacted to? Because I was doing something else and I didn't hear it.
Joe and Shireen.
Joe and Shireen. Wait, no, he
also
called her
mentioned
Shireen.
Cass.
Cass. Man.
Yeah, he said Cass.
Chad. What is
that? Oh, no, come on. Cass is good TV. She has no chance of winning.
Oh, man, she could win.
No.
No.
Anybody
could win on any given day except for Wu.
Once you ask Russell, and Russell Hance can't win.
Played a horrible social game. Come on,
that's why
everybody.
That's right. And Cass was so much better.
No, I didn't. All right now. Hey, Cass brought a book, and it said how to get along with people. So
how to win friends and influence people.
How to win friends and influence people.
It'll be in the fire in episode 1. It'll be sitting in the middle of the fire.
It'll be so timid, everybody. Just look at the tribe she's with, you know. I mean, I could just, oh man, they put Tasha and Cass on the same tribe. What were they?
Of course they did.
Oh my gosh!
Of course they did.
You know, they don't need Flint to start a fire. Just get those after it.
Oh, because the flames will be flowing. That'll be beautiful.
Oh my gosh!
And Abby Maria. I mean, she's another one of those big personality, speak her mind people.
I can't wait to watch Abby play. I think she's going to be so much fun to watch. I really hope she doesn't go out first because I really want to watch her play.
You know something? She is the nicest person in the world.
Yeah.
She was so much fun to talk to. And when we all were out in Los Angeles for our premiere party, she came out and joined us, and she's like, I do not know. You people are all so nice. Nobody was nice on my season. She was so much fun.
Abby Maria. Abby Maria.
Get out of my face.
For y'all listening, Abby Maria did not just join this podcast. That was
pick up Abby Maria on the side of the road. She's probably listening. Abby, feel free to post on Twitter how you felt about that.
Abby Maria, I loved you to pieces. Absolutely loved you.
Well, you know, David took her title away because during her season,
here we go.
David and I called Abby Maria. We called the sit-out bench the Abby Maria bench because she sat out every single chance she could because of her ankle, right? So David at the Durham Warriors Survival Challenge, you saw it, Dan. He sat out every single challenge he could. So now it's the David.
Okay, the way you put it, it's like I sat out 4 in a row. I did not sit out. I was actually thinking today.
No, they wouldn't let you sit out
such
4 in a
jerk.
row. No,
well,
you had to
such a jerk.
After a while, people were repeating because we were up like 5 or 6 people. You know, some were down to 2 people and 3 people. So I was trying to think of the ones that I did compete in. Because you're right.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you the one you did compete in was the one where you had to jump off the dock and throw the balls.
Yeah,
yes.
And you actually won a few of those. You won a few of those for your team.
He beat Troy's man in that one.
Yes, he did. That's right. Troy was goalkeeper against you, and you sunk, baby.
Yeah, David for the last 48 years has been trying to figure out what's going to go on his tombstone, and now he knows. I beat Troy's.
And somebody challenged me to do a cannonball, and I almost walked off, and I turned around and did something that may have looked like a cannonball, but I don't think it was a cannonball.
It was that was definitely more of an oblong type of cannonball. That was
it was a missile. It wasn't a cannonball.
It was more like a football. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
By the way, y'all, for those of you who are interested in hearing some of the players' thoughts on the Durham Warriors Survival Challenge, this Sunday night, David and I are hosting a Durham Warriors Survival Challenge reunion show, and I don't know who all David has on, but it's all contestants, and it's gonna. So that's why we didn't call you Dan. Sorry, buddy. But it's all contestants, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm probably just going to introduce the show and sit back and listen because they're going to have a blast talking about their experience on the Durham Warriors Survival Challenge. No, that'll be fun to watch, won't it, Dan?
I'm very excited. That was a ton of fun with you guys. It really was.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to Will the Giant Ninjas.
Yeah, because we got to do this before tomorrow.
Let me just go. Y'all go ahead, go pop some popcorn, get a soda, because I think Will needs his own sponsor, because I think he wrote an entire booklet on season 31. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Will the Giant Ninja. I think his goal was to get me to say his feedback was too long. He succeeded. Here we go. Will the Giant Ninja. Go ahead, David.
What's up, guys? It's Will from Wonder Lake again, a.k.a. the Giant Ninja. Okay, it's confession time. I don't get preseason predictions. I really just don't get them. None of us knows how the season is going to play out, and anything we say at this point is pure fan fiction. Speculation at best. We have hypothesis, and I'm just not into guessing. I'm into observing and reacting. And as of now, there's nothing to observe. This cast hasn't played together for even one episode. But they have played before, every one of them. So for my preseason feedback, I'm going to reveal my fantasy team for the D&D Fantasy Challenge. And for each player, I'll tell you why I picked them, what they're known for, and what they should be known for. So without further ado, I give you the strategist. Oh boy.
Here we go.
Number 1, Jeff Varner, who played in Australia. Why I picked him? I picked Jeff because he wants to win this thing more than anyone else. He's got pregame alliances with everyone, and he's not afraid to talk about it publicly. And he's been practicing lying to his own family. Seriously, this guy's got strategic villain written all over him, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds.
Can I say something about Jeff?
Okay, I got 2 more paragraphs about Jeff, but go ahead.
So I asked Jeff tonight if he wanted to call in just for the fun of it, and he goes, I have a date. So if I get lucky, I won't be watching you. And so I responded, good luck, then. So,
wait a second. And you said this is supposed to be PG. You're the bad one this time.
Hey, if I get lucky, he meant, get to stay over and watch
casino? A movie. Yeah. Way to go, Captain Backpedal.
Shut up, Dan. All right, go.
Okay. Varner, Part 2. What he's known for. As the most strategic thinker of the Kucha tribe, Jeff is often thought of as the guy who would have won Australia if Skupin hadn't fallen in the fire. And that may very well be true. There are far too many variables to know for sure, but he had his ducks in a row. What he should be known for is Jeff was an instigator. The famous fight over the chicken, don't you ever wag your finger in my face, was created by Varner, not by Kimmy or Alicia.
Yeah.
Jeff saw a potentially volatile situation, knew that his spot in the game was hurt by 2 players getting along, so he fostered discontent between them. This was at a time in the game when alliances were still almost taboo, and nobody was thinking about keeping other people from forming bonds. Varner was ahead of his time, and hopefully he'll justify my pick in Season 31. Too bad he's a Tar Heel. It's very hard for me to read that line, but he did say too bad he's a Tar Heel.
I'm looking forward to watching Jeff, man. Jeff's going to be a fun one to watch.
He's a character. Yeah, I liked him a lot in Australia.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing him again, seeing what he's going to bring to the table.
All right, number 2 on the strategist, PG Law from China. Why I picked her. PG demonstrated an ability to think beyond the game on a meta level. Before it was popular, she inexplicably thought that her tribe was gaining 2 strong members without considering the fact that she was likely losing 2 strong members as well. But after that swap, she convinced her tribe to throw the challenge in order to save her former tribe members who had been commandeered. What she's known for is lots of Survivor fans remember PG as a fierce, if not always effective, challenge competitor. What she should be known for, PG likely would have won China if she'd been able to convince Amanda to do what was in Amanda's best interest, which is blindside Todd. Unfortunately for PG, Amanda's not very good at Survivor.
No.
What do you think PG's chances are?
Very small. I think her social skills are right up there with Cass's. I don't, unless she has just made monster changes, I don't, I love her. I do. I'm really excited to see her, but I don't think she's going to do well.
See, this is like one of the reasons why I didn't watch too many of the videos. Actually, I didn't watch really any of the videos because I didn't want to hear stuff that I knew was not going to be poignant to what we were going to see. I wasn't going to believe anything they said. It was all going to be stuff they wanted us to hear and what CBS edited, but it just wasn't what I expected from them for the season. They're not going to tell us everything. They're too smart for that.
Well,
and so I'm just looking forward to seeing these people play again and do something different. Do something out of their comfort area.
Okay, so I watched one person's video, and then I talked to that person and said, "Oh my gosh, you said this, this, and this about this person," and this person replied to me, and I was joking with the person, it's like, yeah, now we know, and this person goes, "All that was pregame stuff. Everything changes when you hit the beach."
Exactly 100%.
Exactly what you're saying, David. All these things that they're saying ahead of time, just watch the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. Although, hey, if you're done with all your work, you're sitting at your desk and you're bored, watch the videos. I haven't had time to do that, but
if you don't remember these guys, watch the videos. Yeah, to definitely just remember who they are. But I remember all of them. I remember them very well.
All right. Now, wait, does he do all 20 or just his 10?
Just his 10. Thank goodness.
God, praise the Lord. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Number 3.
I don't care, Will. I love you, man.
I need to write Will his own song. Will
just
the Giant
a bad person.
Will the Giant Ninja.
All right, number 3, Stephen Fishback, Tocantins. I picked him because Stephen is a blast with Rob C on Know-It-Alls. I'm a D&D guy first and foremost, but KIA is still must-listen podcasting, and Stephen is sure to be a keen strategist. What he's known for is losing 8-0 to JT in the final Tribal Council.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. What he should be known for, getting JT to the end. Famously, Stephen and JT were asked at their final Tribal whether either of them could have gotten there without the other. JT said he could have, but it would have been harder. Stephen said that neither of them could have. They were both wrong. JT without Stephen is nothing but a more annoying and less physically intimidating James Clement. It was Stephen's understanding of the game that got the likable JT to the end.
Yeah, but if he was such a strategist, why would he bring somebody like JT to the end? That's just stupid. That's Survivor 101. You do not want to bring somebody who can win the game with you. So if Fishback was that smart, I'm sorry, I don't think he is that smart. I think he's a lot more talk than he was. If he really was a strategist, never would have brought somebody like that to the end.
Do you think it was a final move of loyalty to show the jury that he was loyal, and that's how he played the game?
If it was, it lost it for him.
Yeah.
That was, that's Colby dumb. That's Woo dumb. I mean, it's, I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know what was going through his head. But and I haven't seen most of the videos that these guys have online at this point. But one of the things that I saw that was out there was, he just keeps saying he's a thinker, he's a strategist. But I don't know. We'll see how it all plays. I'm kind of with Will. It's tough, but it's fun to play chess.
Oh, sure.
Think about all the moves and whatnot.
I think what's going to happen to Stephen Fishback, David, you're going to love this, is what happened to David in Durham Warriors, and I'm not picking on you, David.
Yes, you are. Every 7 minutes, this is going to get brought up. Go ahead, I'm ready.
Listen, Joel said it, all right? You were too smart for them to keep in the game. That's what Joel said. He said as soon as we got alone with David, we knew he was too smart to keep in this game. As soon as he had a chance, he would backstab us and get rid of us. And I think that's what's going to happen to Fishback. He's too smart. He's really smart. Heck, he's on Know-It-Alls, great podcast, and they do know a lot, and he's been analyzing this show season after season after season, and I think that puts a huge target on him. And so I think Fishback, as much as I like him, as much as I like the show that he's on, I really think that that's going to put a target on him right away, just like it did.
People that play the game too hard, too fast are big targets, but I don't think he's going to carry enough weight and challenges to support him to make it to the merge, especially if, because it's a two-tribe setup.
Right.
So I don't think he's going to have enough value that fast. And I agree with you 100%, Dwayne. I think he's going to be perceived as too big of a threat because he's playing too hard too early.
Yeah.
And he's also said a lot of really terrible things about pretty much everybody ever. And I guarantee you there's going to be some really upset people about that. And they'll just get rid of him just to spite him, which won't break my heart. That'll make me smile.
Maybe so. Well, we know it'll make you smile, but maybe that's what they'll do.
All right, moving on to number 4 on the strategist team.
That's okay.
Sierra Eason from Blood versus Water. He picked her.
Whoa. He picked Sierra for the strategist team?
He did.
Okay, go on.
Here's why. I think Sierra could be an early boot. That's why he picked her. He went for his 15 points, I guess, first boot.
Really?
Okay, he continues.
I love your strategy, Will.
Yes. Boy, I want you to be my lawyer.
Because you're going to suck. I need you.
All right,
let me know when I can continue.
I want you to plead guilty, and I'm going to talk you out of it in front of the jury.
And then I'll put the handcuffs on you. How about that?
All right, let us continue. Good thing Bill and us are good friends, or we'd be in trouble.
I think our next feedback is going to be a cease and disorder, or cease and disorder, whatever.
Yeah.
All
right, go ahead.
I think Sierra could be an early boot because she's a poor challenge competitor. But if she can make it through a vote or two, she can stick around until the end. She understands the game and is willing to flip alliances when it suits her game. What she's known for is voting at her mom. You know it's true. What she should be known for is Sierra demonstrated an understanding of the game rarely seen. Whether you want to look at a huge move like forcing a tie at Final Six or a more subtle move like getting Katie Collins to reveal that she had a hidden immunity idol, Sierra was playing the game on another level in Blood versus Water.
Okay. You know how when you're playing Joust, they have those different levels?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't say which level she was playing on. He just said a different level. No, I'm just messing with you.
I think for anybody that actually saw Sierra's season, I think by voting out her mom, she proved that she can't be trusted on any level whatsoever. So that makes her dangerous to have in your alliance.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I think that's a huge detriment.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5, Vitas Vaskauskas. He picked him because, plain and simple, Vitas is one of my all-time favorite survivors. Even if I knew he was going to be the first boot, he'd be on my team. I want to have players I'm actually cheering for.
Oh, so he's not going for the win.
No, he's going
for that first boot. All right, that's good.
What he's known for.
That's 2. That's 2 he's voted. That's 2 on his team.
First
suck 1 and suck 2. Yes! Yes!
Okay, if Will beats us on our Facebook group Survivor Challenge, then we are going to eat our words.
Oh,
but
dude, you will eat crow like you've never eaten it before.
But, Will, 2 of your people you have already said could be first boots. All right, go ahead.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's known for being RS's brother in RS1 Exile Island. What he should be known for, he's a better Survivor player than his brother. His ability to manipulate is almost unparalleled. I don't know whether he can pull it off twice, as the tape is out on him. But if he can slip another radar and get people to trust him, he's definitely willing to backstab. And voting for Monica to win just so Jervis wouldn't tie for second was so... Whoops. Sorry, my computer went to sleep. Wow, and it jumped on me. Was so spitefully wonderful that it deserves to go down in Survivor lore. There is now an act known as Pulling of Vitas. See Reed and San Juan del Sur.
I was just going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think for the same reason Fishback's going to have a target, I think Vetus is going to have a target. I think he's good in challenges, and he's a smart person, and I think that's going to be somebody that may not want to trust. Plus, there's so many people from similar seasons on here that already know each other, and I don't know. I think he's going to have a target on his back.
Well, I think the fact that so many people know so many people,
right?
That's going to be. I mean, the paranoia is going to be through the roof on this season.
Oh yeah.
I mean, maybe like never before. You know,
and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for paranoia.
Yeah, I think that can really make for some great TV. I'm really hoping it will.
Well, you know, look at their tribe. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, go. It's fine.
Look at their tribe. Who is he going to connect with the guys? I think Dietz and Jeff, you know, they're the two older guys. I think they're going to connect. I just don't see Vetus. Maybe Wu, but I don't know Spencer.
No.
I don't see him connecting.
No, Vetus is going to go straight for the women.
Yeah, he has to.
He's going to go. He is. He's got him and Sierra. I bet are going to go together fast, and I guarantee you the girls. He's going to jump right in with the women. I don't think Wu has enough of a social game to really bond with anybody.
Well, I don't think Wentworth is going to bite into that, and Shireen probably. I just don't know. I'm afraid for him, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Will's fifth person, I think.
Sixth person. Fifth was Vetus.
All right.
Sixth person is Cass. He picked her because he loves him some Cass. Was there any doubt? He is a big Cass fan. Lawyer to lawyer. What she's known for is she flipped on the brain trust at the merge to give Tony's side the numbers. What she should be known for is Cagayan was the greatest season in Survivor history, in my opinion. Yes, really, in parentheses. And it would have been boring without Cass. She was an agitator. She was self-interested. She was intuitive. She was wonderful television. I've never agreed with all of her moves, but I don't care because she's just spectacular to watch. And she beat Tony and Spencer at the Final Four immunity. Oh, and she speaks llama.
Yes. You know, Cass has got... Now, my wife and I completely disagree on this. Cass has got to be one of my most favorite survivors to have ever watched on the show. I loved watching her. And what the thing I liked about her was she absolutely did not care what people thought about her. Right? It just rolled off her back, and she enjoyed putting the sand in the ointment and watching how it affected people. And she got a kick out of it. And to me, it just made for a fun watch for me. So
I got to tell you, I felt like there was an enormous similarity between her and Jen from my season.
Really?
And one of the 100%. Those two were absolutely the same cookie cutter molds. They were very different, obviously body types and whatnot, but the mindset, 100% the same. I actually said at one tribal council, I was talking about Jen, and I'm like, the line from Batman, some people just want to watch the world burn. Yep. And Jen didn't care. She just wanted to tip over the apple cart. And Cass was the same way.
Yeah, but Cass wanted to win, though, and Jen didn't care about winning.
You know something? Okay, I'm going to say it. You ready? Brace yourself.
It's the edit.
Flippers never win.
No, that's...
Seriously. She flipped on her tribe, and Spencer said it. A 0% chance of winning this game.
Okay, it's not true that flippers never win. Unless you're going to pull a Bill Clinton and redefine flippers. It's not true. You have been proven wrong.
The way I define flippers.
Okay, it depends on how you
define
it.
Flippers almost never win.
There
Does that
you
make
go.
you happy?
Thank you.
Never say never.
Okay, but no, seriously. Jen said, at least if I remember correctly, she said, I don't really want to, I don't care about winning anymore. I don't think Cass ever said that. I think Cass wanted to win.
I'm not arguing that point with you. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm saying that the way they went about it was almost the same.
All right.
Because Cass just wanted the chaos. She named herself. Somebody else didn't give her that name. She came up with it on her own. But, and honestly, it was because of Wu that she didn't make it to the end. But I still don't think she could have won.
Yeah, what I liked about Cass was that she was most happy or most comfortable keeping everybody else on edge. And that was great television, and it was also a good strategy, I thought, because it kept people from getting comfortable. It kept them wondering what Will's up to.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I don't think that is a good strategy, because if you go to the end, you pissed off everybody. How is that any different than Russell Hantz at the end of the day? Again, it's not exactly the same, but again, there's enough similarities there. Yeah. Russell made it to the end in back-to-back seasons, and he had no chance of winning, and neither did Cass.
And I
pissed off so many people.
Right. I don't think her strategy was a good strategy, but it was fun to watch.
But it was fun to watch. Yes. Right.
Chaos Cass. Sorry, I didn't have it queued up. That's why
I said good strategy.
I mean, honestly, David, put it into your own experience. Think about how many people were pissed off at Wendy because she wouldn't align with them. She stuck with what she wanted. And guess what? It worked for her, didn't it?
It did. But five of them give her a vote.
But a lot of people were bitter about it.
Yeah. Yeah, Sunday ought to be a fun show, because some people are going to start finding out things. I mean, all I did was put a confessional on the on our Facebook group, and the guy that David was talking about was like, "Oh my gosh, really?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry, David, I didn't mean, sorry."
Now, me and Matt have talked since then. Matt understood. He understood my point, and it wasn't anything personal, because I really like Matt. But it was, I'm sorry, but it was Wendy and Bob first. Wendy and Bob were with me. The 4 survivors, we couldn't touch it. It had to be Matt. It was by default.
Right.
So.
Oh boy, this is so much fun. Go ahead. Next person.
Number 7 is Spencer Bledsoe. He picked him because Spencer will play this game. He'll be ready to make and, more importantly, break alliances from his first step on the beach. And I think this season we'll see more twists and turns than we're used to, which means that the cerebral players have an advantage. Anybody can make an alliance to 5 and ride it to the end of the game if their 5 is loyal. But it takes a special kind of player to go with the flow and survive the curveballs I expect to be thrown this season. Spencer can hang. With that, I agree with Will. I think they're going to throw everything at this group. They're not going to give them moments of serenity and allow them to calm down.
I got to tell you, I disagree with what he said about Spencer as far as breaking an alliance the moment he hits the beach. I think that Spencer is going to want to go with the flow. Cass, Sierra, they will break alliances fast, just for their own means. But Spencer can see the big picture. I think he will cut somebody loose if the majority want to go with that. But I don't think he would cut somebody loose if he's not going to cut off his nose to spite his face.
No.
I think Spencer's too smart for that.
See, I think Spencer's probably a smarter player than Fishback's going to end up being.
Oh, 100%. Oh, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think Spencer is either going to get voted off very early because he's seen as a cerebral threat, but I think he's going to be too valuable in challenges.
Yeah, see, I think
he's either going very early or he's going very deep in this game. Yeah. I genuinely think he could win this game.
See, that's where I think he and Fishback are different. 2 ways. I think he's going to be stronger in the challenges, just as you said. But also, I think he's as smart, if not smarter, than Fishback, but he doesn't have that reputation like Fishback has. Yeah, he has it as being smart, but not to the level that Fishback has. So I think Spencer has the advantage.
I do. I agree wholeheartedly. Absolutely agree.
I think if he starts this game without sticking his neck out, is going to be his best way of starting. Don't get out there and start throwing around stuff that we know he knows. Right. Other people know he knows, but play a similar game to how he started last time. Be grateful he's there, and then come up from behind once you get close to the merge. And I think he's got a chance to get far.
Yeah, I don't think he'll. Yeah. I don't think he'll make a mistake like that. So, Spencer, if you're listening, man, rooting for you, buddy.
No, Spencer, I think he's got a great personality. I think I agree with you, Dwayne. I think he is superlative in his intelligence over Fishback. Absolutely.
All right, what he's known for, he was Tony's foil in Cagayan, always one step behind the most entertaining winner we've ever seen. Lots of folks refer to him as Charlie Brown, who had the football pulled away at the last possible second over and over again. What he should be known for, Spencer was, in reality, a petulant player. The editors really protected Spencer from himself because they wanted a hero to battle Tony to the end. But even Spencer knew that he was, in reality, a villain. Spencer has a short fuse and no patience with players who he thinks are making poor strategic decisions. Hopefully, he can learn from Tony's mastery in season 28.
Is that all on Spencer?
That's all on Spencer. Yep.
I ain't going nowhere. Survivor's my game. Spencer is my name. Oh, I ain't going nowhere. Spencer is my name.
All right. Moving on. Number 8. Kelly, Lady Wentworth from San Juan.
Lady Wentworth.
That's right.
The beautiful Kelly.
Why I picked her? My son Mikey.
It's obvious.
My son Mikey, who is 4, loves her. Okay, so do I. That's
I
what
thought
he
you were
said.
going to say loves the color orange.
What she's known for, honestly, not much. I voted for her every day, and I'm sure that a lot of the podcasting community did likewise.
Yep.
But she was a long shot to make the season. She wasn't on San Juan del Sur very long, and her claim to fame might be Drew Christie thinking she's a huge threat for watching Survivor. What she should be known for, Kelly is a savvy, smart player. She's got a great social game, and she's solid in the challenges. She's a perfect under-the-radar choice for the winner of this season, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if she's a millionaire soon.
Yeah, I definitely have her in Final 3. Absolutely. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's going to be seen as too big of a threat.
Well,
I don't know. I mean,
how?
Well, I think that again, it depends on the challenges that they throw out there. I see Joe going to the merge and just being a monster threat again. He is a challenge beast.
Right.
And I think if you see people like Joe, Spencer, Beats, Tasha, if Kelly can't win an immunity, I think she's going to be on the chopping block fast at the merge.
Okay.
That's my fear.
All right.
Well, see, that's the great thing about this season is I think there's going to be a shuffle, there's going to be all kinds of mix-ups, and it's going to depend on who you get stuck with. Kelly could get messed up again and be stuck with 4 people that she doesn't know or hasn't worked with, and she's the first one gone. Or she could get 3 friends and 1 person on the outs. Next thing you know, she's got a group going through the merge. So
right.
It's really going to be a little bit of luck coming through the middle part of the season.
Right. And it depends on if they do some kind of a mix-up.
Right.
I mean, they may not. They may just let things ride out until the merge.
Yeah.
What would you think if you were on a season where everybody stayed on the same beach until you got to challenges and then teams were divided at every challenge? Dwayne's brought this up before. I think it would be very interesting to watch. If One World was on the same beach, even though they were different camps. But if they were never told they were tribes until they got to the challenge and they said, now we're going to divide you up and we're going to do a challenge. After the challenge, they send everybody back with the same color buff or something. But, how hard would that be?
I got to tell you, it was tough because they did something similar with us. Once the merge took place, we had, 2 individual challenges? Everything else was a team thing.
Yeah.
We just kept doing random draws for team things. But if there were definitive tribes, but the challenges were divvied up randomly every single time, I mean, that would be crazy.
You'd have to make multiple alliances because you wouldn't know who you're going to travel with, whether you won or not.
Wow,
I mean,
that would be insane. That would be like from day one, it's all individual immunity essentially. You can never bond with anybody. You can never make alliances with anybody. That would be insane.
That's why Dwayne's laughing because I like it too. I think it would be great.
Oh my God, that would suck. I'm just thinking of the semantics behind that. That would be a nightmare.
I know. Dwayne brought this up at the end of One World. He's like, what if they were all on one beach every day? And every challenge, they split up into different teams, and who knows who was going to tribal council?
Well, okay.
That would be awful.
Whatever team they divided you up, okay, like if you had a reward challenge first, then you went with that team to that, and you competed, and that team got to go to reward challenge. You go back to the beach. Then you go to the immunity challenge, and they break you up into 2 different teams.
Random teams again, right.
Right. Whichever team loses goes to tribal council.
Yeah.
You come back, and you're all a group again.
So now you spent time at the reward, at the reward, and you're bonding with these people. Now all of a sudden you go back to immunity, and it's a couple that you were with, but a bunch you weren't, and the anarchy would be epic. It would be epic.
Awesome. We would get the Rob and Lex conversation of, hey, can you keep so-and-so? Or, I'm working with them. We would get such huge conversations from all of these people at one camp. I think it would be.
Yeah, but who would you want to keep at that point? Rob wanted to keep Amber, because of obvious reasons.
Amber.
But Amber! But who are you going to align with at that point? You won't get to know anybody well enough to align with them. That would be crazy.
It would be the biggest shelter on Survivor.
Somebody asked me one time about, what kind of a mix-up would I want to throw into the game, and I think I told you guys this already. My idea of throwing something in would be, instead of a hidden immunity idol, a hidden anti-immunity idol. So if we're a tribal council and Dwayne pulls out a hidden immunity idol and he plays it, all of a sudden Dave stands up and says, well, I found the anti-immunity idol, and it negates somebody else's idol. So all of a sudden, all this time, Dwayne thinks he's safe. Yeah. Dave whips out an idol that negates somebody's hidden idol.
Right.
So it doesn't benefit you at all. It only screws somebody else over.
Okay, but it's not called the anti-immunity idol. It's called the Orcas, the Orca immunity idol, sponsored by...
It's a whale?
Well, Orkin,
it's
the main pest control.
Orkin, not Orca.
Orkin. They have to have a sponsor for it, Anyway.
Shameless plug.
All right, let's plug on.
All right, keep going.
Number 9 is Jeremy Collins from San Juan del Sur. He picked him because I looked at the rest of the cast, and these people are so dumb. What he's known for, he had an alliance.
The views expressed by the guest of our show do not necessarily represent those of the hosts.
Oh, Will, I love you. Let it rip, brother. You say what's on your mind.
All right. What he's known for is he had an alliance with Natalie, was blindsided by his alliance, and apparently provided Natalie with the motivation needed to dominate the rest of the season. What he should be known for, as is often the case, when two great players have it out for each other, there can result mutual destruction. Josh and Jeremy were the two best players in Season 29, and they both knew it. So they went after each other, and they were both successful in convincing the non-players that the other couldn't be allowed to stay in the game. In an alternate reality, Jeremy and Josh worked together to dominate the season, with one of them flipping on the other at the end, rather than having guns blazing for them at the outset, and winning an entertaining season by a wide margin. I think that would have been a great move for Josh and Jeremy to secretly align when they say, hey, people think we hate each other. Let's align and take the rest of these people out.
Nah, they were two alpha dogs, man, fighting over the same bone. That was never going to happen. No way. No way. I'm really excited to see Jeremy play again.
Yeah.
Really excited.
All right, his number 10, his final member of the strategist is Shireen from Worlds Apart. Why I picked her, in case you haven't noticed, a theme for the strategist, I chose the players that I think will be playing the game on another level. Not just getting a group of people together and winning challenges, but bobbing and weaving, changing alliances, modifying theory, etc. And Shireen found a numbers loophole that'll work. What she's known for, she really enjoyed watching monkeys get it on, and she really annoyed her tribe mates. What she should be known for, Shireen had the opportunity to work with Jim Brown, flipping and flopping back and forth as a solid 2 all the way to the end. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it work. But if she'd seen the opening she had to run the 2-man Sisterino, we'd be talking about it for years. This time, her back's against the wall from the outset. Everyone knows she's already a millionaire, and a keen, previously unseen strategy will be required. So, I got any comments about that? That's Shireen.
Well, I had one, but I can't find it.
Yeah, no, she annoyed Jen the moment they got together. Jen only aligned with her because Jen had no other choice, and Shireen didn't align with the majority because Carolyn, Will, pretty much everybody said, do not align with this person. She is just too annoying. So Shireen just simply grabbed onto anybody she could. So I don't see her doing well at all.
I kind of think what Chad said earlier on about her just playing, her the way she played and her knowledge of the game and her savvy is going to hurt her, and it's just going to make her an early target. And I don't know. I don't have long-term hopes. I like to see her go well, but I don't know.
Nah, I'm not really sure.
All right, Dwayne, we stalled long enough. Did you find anything?
No?
Okay.
No.
All right, he finishes. Well, I didn't really know what I was going to write about, and I think my feedback is sufficiently long enough to annoy Dwayne, so I'm good. Later, peeps. Will the Giant Ninja.
Oh, Will, you just gained a few more points in my book, buddy. Nicely done.
Oh, Will. Here's what I think about your feedback.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
See, you should have me saying, that's stupid. That's stupid.
Oh, I think I used to have one of you saying that.
You did have that. You should have that on a loop.
During your season, anytime we would talk about you talking about how you knew women,
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
we would play that.
Hey, you guys have met my wife. I do know about women. There's a difference between knowing about them and, I don't know, just wanting to talk to them.
Yes.
There's a difference.
All right, we have an extra feedback. It came in on our YouTube, and I'm going to read it. It's from Justin.
Bieber?
Yes. No.
Oh.
Justin Brissentine or Brysentine or something. Sorry,
Right.
Justin. Hey, D, and D. Look at
All
that,
right,
Dan.
Justin.
You're included.
Thanks, man.
Most people believe that the returning player's previous game affects the perception of them among other players, such as Stephen Fishback being a strategic threat. However, does the perception of a season itself affect that as well? San Juan del Sur's reunion reiterated multiple times how many players of the cast weren't great game players, including Jeremy saying Keith had no idea what he was doing, and Kelly being targeted for merely being a fan of the show.
Yeah.
This season, the preseason interviews seem to indicate that nobody is targeting the three-season 29 players, despite all three possessing great qualities that could win them the game: likable, physically fit, etc. Is this entirely due to their individual merits, or do you think other players look at them as weaker for having played on a weaker season? Jeff Varner has spoken about breaking up the Cagayan 4, but never the San Juan del Sur 3. Thanks. Good job. What do y'all think?
That's actually really interesting, but I think the perception that Jeremy talked about, I think everybody's perception of Keith was the same. You know, you can hear like that the theme song from the Buzzard from Bugs Bunny. Dun, 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 dun. That's every time Keith comes on screen, that's what you hear. You know? And I'm sure Keith is a great guy. I have nothing bad to say about him because I don't know the guy. But everything that I've heard just said he had no idea what was going on the whole season.
But now he does.
But he was a beast in challenges.
Yes. See, I don't
think anybody from this season is going to be underestimated at all. Even Keith. So go ahead, Dwayne.
Well, I mean, Keith's a smart guy. He just didn't know about Survivor when he played. Now he does.
Right.
I think he's a bigger threat this season because now he's going to know the game he's playing. It's like the first time you play Monopoly with somebody. You kill them because they don't know all the ins and outs. You know?
Well, I remember seeing something about Kelly Wigglesworth, that she doesn't own a television. She hasn't followed Survivor. She has no idea what's going on. She played the first year, and she's never seen anything since. So she knows very few of these people. She knows even less about how they played the game.
Right.
In some ways, I think Keith is in a substantially better position than she is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I absolutely think he's in a better position than she is,
for
sure.
Yeah, we'll see how he turns out.
All right, we have another written feedback. Alex Poulton. So, David, go ahead.
Hi, guys. Not sure if the feedback is too late. It's not. It's perfect. I'm
more excited. Alex.
I'm more excited. I'm more excited. More excited.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
That's stupid.
Go ahead, David.
I'm more excited for this season than any others. Probably because we had the chance to vote these people on. We've already talked about that. We don't need to talk about that. I'm very worried for Cass and hope she makes it at least halfway. But something miraculous would have to happen for her not to be targeted. I love her move more than Tony. Secondly, I'm really hoping Andrew does well. I remember being peed off when he was kicked off after the voted off people that returned. Should never have happened. Completely agree. I'm completely with you on that one. The outcast should be outlawed. Slightly interested to see how Wu goes. Not sure why, but I voted for him. Probably because he's likable. Sure, probably for the same reason that Will picked Vetus and Sierra in his tribe. Because they're likable. Surely he's realized what a big mistake he made. Can't wait for the show and love your show. Alex from Australia.
Oh, from Australia, mate.
Thanks, Mike.
Crikey, that's huge.
That wasn't Mike, that was Alex. What are you talking about there, David?
I said Mike, not Mike.
Oh, mate.
Oh, Dwayne. Once again, you're the bad one.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
That's a knife.
Alex is like, I sent in feedback. I did not ask for impersonations or voiceovers.
He's asleep right now.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, Alex, I've gotten nothing but positive feedback from people in Australia. I love you. Don't listen to this clown, all right? Just you're awesome. I love your feedback.
Yeah, don't listen to that clown.
Stupid Dwayne.
Oh, you were talking about me. Yeah, I was. All right. All right, next feedback. A fellow Canadian, eh? Although I'm not.
Oh, don't you know?
So I guess it's not a fellow Canadian. From Canada.
Was he a fellow, too? I didn't know anybody here was Canadian.
A fellow Canadian when you're from South Carolina? What is that?
I'm not South Carolina.
Whatever.
I'm nowhere near South Carolina.
You're nowhere near Canada either.
This is Michael Nielsen from Canada, eh? Here we go.
Survivor Talk with D&D. Thanks so much for taking my call. This is Mike Nielsen calling from Canada. Survivor's second...
No, it's not. He doesn't sound like he's from Canada.
Oh, will you let him talk? You have to interrupt the recording, too? Seriously?
All right.
My Lord.
All right, here we go.
Survivor Talk with D&D. Thanks so much for taking my call. This is Mike Nielsen calling from Canada. Survivor's second chance. This is going to be an excellent season, I perceive. With both strategic and physical players this season, I think is going to give us a great ride. So what do I see happening this season? The perception that someone has from their edit from their first season, rightly or wrongly, or good or bad, the person who has the ability to shed the skin from their first season, I believe, is going to win. People are going to perceive annoying threats like Abby Maria or Cass. They will not want to have these players continue on. Strategic players like Stephen Fishback, Spencer, these are also people who I believe are going to have a hard time shedding this perception. Physical threats like Jeremy and Joe, Terry Dietz, and Varner are also going to have a very tough time in this season. Who wins this season? From previous All-Star seasons, individuals who win are normally people who fly low under the radar, are able to not perceive themselves as large threats, are usually typical women. Sandra, Amber, and Cochran have fallen under these cases many times. Who wins Survivor Season 31? I believe it is someone of that type of ilk. I could see someone like Monica Padilla winning, Kelly Wigglesworth, Kelly Wentworth, or maybe a long shot of Keith Nail as someone who's going to fly low under the radar. Either way, I think we're up for a great season for Survivor Season 31. I can't wait for it to start, and thank you guys for all the work that you do in the Survivor community. Have a great night. Thanks.
Awesome. Now, we do not know Michael.
That's excellent.
So we can't mess with him because I don't know.
Yes, be nice to the new patrons. Don't be a jerk, Dwayne.
Oh, hey,
David,
I wish you was a patron.
again, David, you again are just flawless in every way. I got to tell you, I got to tell you, I don't think I agree with that. Respectfully, I genuinely think that when you get a season like Cagayan, you've got like very small numbers of big physical threats, and they become instant targets. Everybody goes after the physical threat. That is always what's perceived as the winner of the game, and you target it. In my season, we went after Joe. Then we talked about Tyler. Then we talked about Mike, and we couldn't get rid of him. I think there is, if you get some very strong competitors at the merge, Tasha proved herself as strong in competition. Mm-hmm. So did Spencer, Varner, Dietz, Savage, Joe. I think this is going to be Jeremy Collins. I mean, I think this is going to be a melee of monster threats. And if you get the same people just running the gambit, I think it's going to be another season like Mike. I think whoever runs it to the end is going to end up winning. That's just a guess.
Interesting. One thing I did notice is he said he put Cochran in with the women. He said it is the people who win this are typical women, and then he named 3 people, and one of them was Cochran.
Well, he also said people that are weaker in competitions and fly under the radar.
Okay.
And and I think he put, and I'm sorry, Cochran, but I think he belongs in that category. Except, of course, when they tailor-make challenges so that somebody like Cochran can beat somebody like Malcolm. Yes. So,
Yes.
We got a comment from our chat room. It's actually from Michael, and he says, "I've been told I don't sound Canadian unless I say out, about, or outhouse."
There you go. See, I would have thought I was from the Midwest. I mean, it just sounded, Anyway.
You sound great. Don't listen to the rhetoric from that guy. You're awesome, Mike.
He's just stupid.
It's the D&D edit.
Stupid Dwayne. There's no edit. It's live. Stop picking on me. Don't make me turn this into an R-rated show. I will. Right. You know I will. I'm being good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for... Crud, I lost it.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for...
You write them. We read them. iTunes Reviews.
I saw you, David. David shook his head like, that's the stupidest thing.
No, I shook my head that I don't want to drink any more of this because I'll be going to bed soon, so I'm going to drink some more water.
Your iTunes reviews help us and help others find our podcast in iTunes. Fresh reviews means a higher listing in iTunes. Right now we're like the 10th or 11th podcast that shows up when you do Survivor. Let's get us moved on up there. We have 2 new reviews this week. The first one is from Bon Necron. He goes by Rev444 on iTunes. He gave us 5 stars. And the title of the review is I Love These Guys. So thank you, Bon.
I have chatted with Bon before. He seems like a great guy. Excellent feedback, Bon. Well done, my friend.
Now, he actually wrote a review. You can go on to iTunes and read it yourself, and while you're there, go ahead and leave us one. We also have one from Aussie Mom 55. Apparently, Aussie's mom is only 55.
Nice.
Yes. And this person also gives us 5 stars and entitled their review, Great Listen. So thank you to both of you for the reviews. You can read the full reviews and then leave your own by clicking the link on the front of our website, stwdd.com, and that is iTunes Reviews.
You write them. We read them. iTunes Reviews.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having some fun tonight.
We got a follow-up from our Cochran comments. Mike K mentioned in the chat room that, don't forget that Cochran also had 2 immunity challenge advantages. I don't think he did in the eating challenge, but he did have it when he didn't have to untie the bags. And
that was the second one. The first one was when they were holding onto the rope, leaning backwards.
Oh, that's right.
He got to go up 2 knots.
That's a huge advantage.
That was a monster advantage.
Especially when you only weigh 95 pounds.
Yeah, and that's wet with a brick in each hand. Yeah, exactly.
So how do you feel about immunity challenge advantages?
You know, I mean, there's something to it. Some have been good. Some have been appropriate. Malcolm did get one where he was holding on to the sticks with the ball,
right?
And he got the one failure. He got to come back in. Okay, that was cool. Cochran's advantage of going up 2 knots, that was too big. Mike's advantage of seeing the blindfolded challenge, way too big for that late in the game.
Yeah.
Way too big.
Well, my problem with Malcolm's was that Malcolm got it at Final Four, didn't he? I think that's way too late to do it in the game.
That was pretty late in the game too. But again, it's, you know, you get to reset one time. Yeah, you know, it's still late in the game, but some they've done have been very cool, and some they have done have been just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I mean, all right, do you guys know, I mean, I know Probst has talked about it, the twist for the season about immunity idols?
Yes, we've talked about this.
Okay, tell me that isn't specifically targeted to Joe. Come on. They're basically making it so immunity idols are in plain sight, but they could look like anything. Some will be fancy and all done up like Bob Crowley's immunity idols. Others will look like Ozzy's stick. You know, it might be this pen. That's a hidden immunity idol. But you won't know? Nobody knows. And how does that not go right up Joe's alley as a jewelry maker?
Okay, but they don't know that. It's not like they tell them at the beginning of the game, by the way, the immunity idols can look like anything. So how does that an advantage to him unless he finds out?
Well, eventually Joe makes fake idols. That's what he does.
Right.
So eventually somebody's going to figure it out, and you think Joe's not, you know, from the day he hit pregame, he wasn't thinking about fake idols? Come on.
You know what would be funny? Is if he fooled
He was
Probst.
making them in pregame.
He plays his fake idol, and Probst goes, "This is an immunity idol." Like, oh, sorry, this is not an immunity idol. We need to re-edit that.
Somebody's behind the camera going, no, it's not. No, it's not. No. That would be awesome.
How many fake idols will we played at one tribal council this season? Takes it, tosses in the fire. Takes it, tosses in the fire.
Joe's got an assembly line. He's just banging them out one after another.
He hangs into one tree, hangs another one, another tree, goes to the next, hangs him
Bob
down the path.
Actually, Bob Crowley told me that he had made 2 more fake idols.
Wow.
After the one that he put out into a season that Randy ended up with, he said he's like, wow, that worked out great. I'm going to make more. So he made 2 more, but they never came into play.
Yeah. Bob Crowley, I think, very neat, very nice guy.
He's just a salt of the earth kind of guy.
Wonderful guy.
He literally would give you the shirt off his back, and he wouldn't think twice about it. He's just a great guy.
And his wife is just as sweet as they come.
And I got to tell you, there is no way Paige is his biological daughter. She's stunning. There is no way that came from his genes. But I bet the mailman is handsome as hell.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. Crowley.
Dan's like, hey, it's after 11 o'clock. Come on.
Whoa.
No, Paige is, I mean, both his sons are just, I mean, really, that entire family is just amazing. They're just incredible people. All of them are, through and through. And it's just, it's such a pleasure to be able to talk with them at all.
Okay, that reminds me of a joke, Dan, that I will tell you at the end of the podcast.
Okay? Oh, so that bad, huh?
No. It'll still be live, but we'll sign off. We'll say we're done, and then I'll tell the joke, so that people that don't want to waste their time with my joke don't have to listen to it.
Our listeners know Dwayne's sense of humor, so some people will probably sign out when he says goodbye.
Since when do you care about what other people think?
It has been on a previous Shooting the Breeze, because, you know, we used to, like, sit around and talk about stuff afterwards, which we still could. But anyway, nonetheless, remind me to tell you the joke.
All right, I'll tell you.
It has to do with what you just said, so.
All right.
So Dan, if you were to write a feedback or if you were to write your thoughts and you would have submitted your thoughts for tonight's show. Would you have said anything else that you haven't already said?
I got to tell you, I'm definitely a fan of the show, and I've always watched, but yeah, these people put a lot more thought into it than I was capable of. All I could do was respond to what they've said. So yeah, I would have had to have gone back and done some research. I mean, I knew Varner was in Australia, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you what kind of game he played. I wouldn't have known. You know, I don't have that. I don't have the recall like David does. I really don't. That's why I made statements like flippers never win, and I get beat up for it by people like you.
Well, look, if I let you get away with saying flippers never win, Steve Helling will have my head. So I can't let you get away with that.
Give me Steve Welling. Bring him to me.
Helling. Steve
Whatever.
Helling from People Magazine.
I was going to say, who is he?
Who is he and why do we care?
I'm sorry, is he just a wannabe who writes about it and can't play it? That's right. That's who he is.
Oh, I wish I could tell you.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
David, we are not saying a word.
The views expressed on this podcast.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. You guys invited me on knowing what you were going to get. So my views are supported
because we felt sorry.
No, no, man.
Listen, I put you up in my house. You guys did not feel sorry. You felt obligated. There's a difference.
No.
After where we slept for 4 nights, that bed was the best bed I've ever slept in my life.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I did give you the better bed over Troy. No two ways about it.
Oh, I had no problem going to sleep. Thank you.
Troy was so out of it, you could have stuck him on a pallet and he wouldn't have known the difference.
Yeah.
On a bed of nails and he wouldn't have known.
I mean, from the drive from Crowley's place back to my place, he crashed. He fell fast, man. He fell like an anvil. He was like the coyote off a cliff with a little sign that said, "Good night." And that's what he was just gone.
Well, he went through it. I mean, he went through the whole game. He was, like I was saying in our other podcast on Saturday, he was trying to sleep between every challenge, and I was trying to keep him awake. I was talking to him.
He was like, "Please don't go to sleep, please."
Well, what was that rope challenge with at the it was the second half of a challenge, and it was Bob, Joel, and it was Brooke. Thank you. And he finished that. His arm was bleeding, his leg was bleeding, and he just fell down. He was exhausted.
Yeah.
Joel said the same thing.
Yep. What was awesome was that all 6 of the Survivor players that played in Durham Warriors gave it all they had, and it made it all more fun.
There were no free rides for anybody in that game.
They got booed by the audience, but who cares?
Why would you want any less?
That's right.
You know, I mean, when my stepkids were growing up and we would play games, I didn't let them win. I never let them win. Nothing. I'm like, because someday when you finally beat me, you will feel like it's the greatest accomplishment ever.
That's right.
And that's, how can Wendy feel any less? She sat between 2 former survivors and won.
That's right.
Good for you, Wendy. Good for you.
So, Dan, you are our next special guest for our Movie Talk with D&D podcast.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Did we ever decide if we were going to do Top Gun or Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Oh, I mean, you guys all right, let's just do Planes, Trains. You just keep bringing it up. Let's just do Planes, Trains.
But you know what? I think with us 3, that would be a good fit. You know?
I don't think it would. I think it's a comedy. I think Top Gun is going to be better because we will rank on that movie without mercy.
Okay. Well, then let's do
Planes, Trains is already funny.
Right.
You know?
Okay. Well, true.
I mean, it's trying to improve on Steve Martin and John Candy.
Right.
How can you improve on that?
Okay.
But
all right.
God.
Okay. Top Gun.
I mean, we will just. Yeah.
You never close your eyes anymore.
When I kiss your lips.
Boom, boom. Well, plus, we look...
Okay, everybody just left the chat room, so I don't know what...
plus, we look more like the main characters of Top Gun. So
I'm more like Iceman. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like a thinner Val Kilmer.
Yeah. And
I look more like him now.
I'm
but-
Is my camera still in standard definition? Is that what you're
definitely
saying?
Tom Cruise. I'm definitely Tom Cruise. So.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, Tom Cruise. Yeah.
All right,
And
so
I look like I ate Anthony Edwards. So.
All right, so we're gonna do Top Gun probably in October because we can't do it in September.
Month, whenever, eventually.
But be watching for that episode of Movie Talk with D&D. We've already done Super 8 was a big success, Blade Runner, and we've done Die Hard and the Minion movie and some others.
My favorite Christmas movie of all time.
Die Hard?
Yeah, somewhere between Die Hard and The Ref.
Yeah, so check that out. You can find that on our website. So we do want to thank you for tuning in. We have the best and most amazing listeners anywhere. That is you. Thank you so much. Of course, a huge thank you to our D&D patrons who support us monthly with as little as $1 a month. They also enjoy some decent patron perks. Again, you can find that on our website. If you want Survivor Talk all week long, join the Facebook group, stwdd.com/Facebook. Dan's a part of the group. Every once in a while responds to people.
Says something wildly inappropriate.
It's funny whenever people don't realize that you're part of the group and they're ragging on you, and then you get in there and go, oh, yeah? Well, guess what?
Really? Yeah. Guess what? I know where you live.
David, you remember last season, David, you and I would get texts, I'm about to go off on this dude. And we would just say,
I'd send you a text message like, brace yourself. And I can just hear the panic in Dwayne's voice. And through a text message goes, what are you going to do?
You're either going to gain members or lose the page. Just let me know now.
One or the other. There's nothing in between. It's all or nothing with me. That's it. That's it.
So anyway, our Facebook group is a great place to go. stwdd.com/Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter at Survivor_Talk. Check out our website, brand new designed website, stwdd.com.
Ooh.
Do you like our new website, Dan? Have you looked at it?
No, but I love it. I'm sure it's awesome in every conceivable way.
No.
Dude, I've been too busy redoing the bathroom for my wife.
Okay. All right.
I don't sit in front of a computer all day, man. I'm a blue-collar guy. Look at these calluses. You see that? It's just,
wait, you're a mailman. How do
no,
you
I'm not.
calluses?
I'm a technician.
Oh, okay.
I repair the automated equipment.
Oh, that's right.
But I also own apartment buildings, and I do most of my own work. I'm an auto mechanic, so I fix cars. I'm a drywaller, so I do that. I'm an electrician getting my license, so I do that. I'm a notary public, so I do that.
Okay,
I do everything.
I stand.
I don't deliver. Everybody. A lot of people seem to. They see post office, they think you're a mailman. But no, I repair all the automated equipment. I'm a tech.
I have proof that you know how to drywall because you sent a picture to our group, to our little messaging group, with you on stilts, without your shirt on, putting stuff on the ceiling. It was such a blessing. Thank you.
That is not the adjective I expected you to use. No.
That was the nicest
you
one you could come up.
You are a liar. You are so full of crap, your eyes should be brown. That is so bad.
My eyes are brown. Hey, now I know why.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, on our website, you'll also find our 4 weekly bloggers, so go out there and check it out. All right, and while you're on our website, hey, David and I love to shop Amazon. You should too. That's all I'm saying about that. Any final words, David?
Thanks, Dan, for sticking your thumb out and getting in for the ride tonight. It was really, really fun, as always.
Well, I am a poor. I can't even hold the toilet paper that Lady Wentworth would normally take for something like this. But I certainly appreciate it. We just have fun talking. We had such a great time when you guys were here, and thank you. I genuinely appreciate the time to hang out with you guys. Thank you.
Just want you to know, next season it will be Wentworth and not you, but don't be offended. And the season after that, it'll be Wentworth.
Not this season. Not this season. So you'll be coming back to the Dan Foley well a lot.
Oh yeah, that well never runs dry.
As long as Dwayne stops talking about the edit, I've moved on.
Me too.
Thanks. That's because you're the good one, Dave.
Yeah, but he won't let me move on, so I already know that's coming.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
know.
So after we say see ya, I got a good joke for Dan. So thanks again, everybody, for listening. That's all I've got. How about you, Dave?
See ya.
See ya. All right.
Good
Time
night.
for the joke. Time for the joke. If you don't want to hear my joke, tune out now. The show is over.
Oh,
Now
are
we're
we still
just gonna-
live?
Yeah, we're still live. Now
Still
we're
up-
just going to chill
All
and
right, I
talk.
still have to behave myself. All right.
Yeah, you still got to behave yourself.
All
So this husband and wife are going to have a baby.
Uh-huh.
Well, she's going to have the baby. And they go to the doctor, and the doctor says, I have this amazing new contraption. And,
Uh-oh.
and it transfers the pain from the mother to the father. and I can adjust the level of the transference. Right? So the wife says, oh, I don't think I'm going to need it. But the husband's like, you know what, darling? I love you so much that I want to be the one that takes your pain. And she says, okay. So the day of the birth comes, and she's laying on the bed, and her husband's standing beside her, and the doctor hooks up this brand new contraption, the pain transfer contraption.
Uh-huh.
And it's
That's
at
a technical
0%.
term.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's at 0%. There is no transferring going on, and she starts to just, oh my gosh, she's in so much pain, she can hardly handle it. And the husband goes, come on, bring me some pain. I can handle it. And so the doctor goes, okay, I'm going to do 10% transfer of pain. He goes to 10%, and the wife's like, what? You haven't done anything yet. And the husband's like, I don't feel anything. What are you talking about? 20%. The wife's like, oh, that's just barely anything off of it. And the husband's like, I don't know what you're complaining about. This is no problem. 50%. The wife's finally like, okay, this is a little bit bearable. Oh, my goodness. But the husband's still standing there going, you know what, honey? All this complaining you women do about childbirth, I don't feel anything. 100%. The wife's just like, this is great. And the husband, again, you know what, honey? All of this stuff is just a bunch of crock. Nothing's real. I don't have any pain at all. They go home.
I see where this is going.
They go home, and the postman's dead on the front porch.
Oh, poor postman.
It's like that. It's like that
Not
old show.
funny.
Was it Laugh-In, where all the kids' hair was red and the dad's hair was like black, and they were like, we don't know where they get all this red hair, and the postman walks up and he has the same red hair. Have you ever seen that show? Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear about the guy in California though? He had 6 children with his wife, and they were separated, and he was just getting hammered on child support, just getting killed.
Yeah.
And one of his children had CF, and the doctor's like, all right, we want to run a couple tests, just to find out the genetic makeup. So they ran a test, and the doctor comes to the dad. This is not a joke. This is real.
Uh-huh.
And the doctor goes to the husband or the father, and he goes, I don't actually know how to tell you this. You're not the father of this child. And he goes, what? And he goes, cystic fibrosis is genetic, and you don't have the gene, and neither does your wife. You can't be the father of this child. They tested all the children.
Oh, no.
5 out of 6 of the kids were not his.
Oh, wow.
And and the judge said, well, that's too bad. You have to keep paying child support because they think you're their father. So, yeah, that's all fun and games until you get hammered with child support.
Well, that put a downer on the joke section of the...
All right, so these 2 ducks are swimming in a lake. One duck goes quack. The other duck goes, I was just about to say that.
All right, my stepdaughter, her favorite joke of all time. God, she has told this joke for the last 7 years. So these 2 muffins are in a tin in the oven. And one muffin looks at the other muffin and goes, oh, it's really hot in here. And the other muffin goes, oh my God, a talking muffin! She has been telling this joke for 10 years. Finally, somebody laughs at it. I'm going to tell her. You guys are going to make her life complete.
Oh,
You have no
tell that to
idea.
my kids. They're going to love that.
Oh, yeah, the kids are going to love that joke.
Talking Muppet. Oh, my son's favorite one. Whenever my kids were like 7 or 8 years old, this was their favorite one. Knock, knock.
Come in.
No, say who's there. You.
Oh, who's there?
What? They don't have knock, knock jokes in Maine? Come on. Knock, knock.
Come in. I mean, who's there?
You're ruining my joke.
Oh, who's there? Who's there?
Batman.
Batman who?
You don't know Batman? That was my son's.
I think I remember him telling me that.
That was my son's favorite joke. You don't know Batman? What are you, an idiot?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
All right.
There.
Interrupting cow.
No! That's a good one. Oh, man.
So bad.
All right.
Talking muffin.
I can't get over the talking muffin.
I know.
You have no idea. She is going to be you're going to make her world a better place because you guys laughed at that joke.
Is she there right now?
No, Troy was slept in her room because she had literally gone to college the day before. Man. So you guys had just missed her.
Now, is she Aaron's daughter or your daughter or both of y'all's daughter?
Katiana and William are both Aaron's children. They're my stepkids.
Okay.
But I mean, they're they're my kids.
Right.
I mean,
I know.
So I mean, William just got his letter again for National Honor Society.
Cool.
Katie's rocking cum laude down at Leslie University.
Yeah.
Nice.
William will probably be done with at least a full semester, if not a full year of college by the time he graduates high school.
Awesome.
He'll have enough AP credits to almost get through his first year of college.
That's
cool. I mean, I'm so blessed. I am so fortunate. I have an incredible wife who puts up with most of my shenanigans.
Yes.
I've got 2 stepkids who I love with all my heart, and I really am. Those tears you saw on the show were real.
Yeah.
I genuinely, I love my family, I love my kids, and I love my wife with all my heart. So.
Yeah. You hang around Dan and Aaron long enough, you get uncomfortable because they kiss so much. It's just like crazy, all the time. It's like, honey, I took out the trash. Oh, thank you. Mwah.
What was that? What was that Gin Blossom song? Hey, jealousy. Hey, all right, yeah.
All right, Dan, I have a joke that I think you will appreciate. I have told it.
All right, please, bring it on.
My Uncle Lathan told me this joke over Thanksgiving one year.
Okay.
This guy's in a hospital bed. Every single bone in his body is broke. Every single part of his body is covered with a cast, except for a little hole that opens up right in front of his eye. That's the only part of his body that is not hurt. Is that
because his other eyeball is broken too?
Yes. Well, something.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
The he has cast everywhere. All it is a guy in a white cast with a hole, and the doctor comes in and goes, don't like the look of that eye. Did you like that one?
Yeah, but unfortunately his HMO is not going to cover that.
Yeah,
so,
well. Oh, man.
All right, David, it's your turn. We got to have one more from you.
Yeah, come on, David.
Gosh. I I'm not a joke teller. The duck one, Ernie told me the duck one Sunday night. Our pastor Ernie.
That was
Ernie
good.
always had,
That's
oh my
good.
gosh, Ernie always had some of the best jokes, some of which I could not repeat, which is...
Yes, yeah, I'm there too. I'm struggling to find another appropriate one. I'll tell you one off the air, but I can't, no. It will definitely put us into the PG-13 category.
No, we don't want to do that.
No, I'm being good, trying to be good. I don't want another warning label.
That's right. Oh man,
I
David, anybody else
received the
in
only
chat room?
disclaimer.
David, is there anybody else in the chat room?
It was me and Mike. Everybody looks like they pretty much left.
Everybody's left. Hey Dan.
Oh,
Okay.
and Dan, Mike, let me tell you, said hi, Mike K.
Yeah.
He wanted to say hey, I guess.
Yeah, he wanted to say hi.
Hey,
okay.
Mike
All right,
K.
Dan.
What do you say, brother?
All right, Dan. A 911 caller. A call comes in on the 911 line. Help me! Help me! I don't know what to do. What is the problem, sir? Please state the status of your emergency.
Nature of the emergency, right?
Nature of your emergency. My friend's been shot, and I don't know if he's dead or not. Well, first, sir, you need to go make sure he's dead. Okay, just a second. He walks off, and the 911 caller and the 911 operator hears a gunshot. And then the guy comes back. Okay, I know he's dead.
All right, so... Okay, yes, he's definitely dead.
Yes.
All right, now I don't know if this story is true or not, and if it isn't, it should be because it's awesome.
All right.
So this guy calls the police, and he goes, hey, I need the police to come over. Somebody's broke into my garage, and they're robbing me. And the guy on the other end of the phone says, I'm really sorry, nobody's available. You know, I'm sure you have insurance. Just don't go into the barn. Just stay away.
Wow.
So he's like, all right, whatever. He hangs up the phone, waits 60 seconds, and he calls back. And he goes, hey, don't bother to send the police. I went out to the barn with my gun, and I shot him. You should probably just send an ambulance. Sure enough, within 60 seconds, cops, ambulance, everybody shows up. They catch the thief red-handed. And the cop looks at the guy and says, I thought you said you shot him. And the guy said, I thought you said no one was available. Like I said, I don't know if that's a true story, but I wish it was.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Y'all got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm braced for the season.
Jokes.
And I got to tell you, man, I put something out on Facebook about having my Survivor parties. People kept sending me IMs asking me if I was going to, and I'm like, I didn't know. I just kind of felt like it was arrogant, come see me, and I don't want to do that.
Right.
But I put it up on Facebook. I'm like, is anybody interested in doing this? So I called the lady that owned the restaurant at Thatcher's in South Portland, Maine, and she was thrilled. Obviously she wanted to do it. And there was a lot of interest. I don't think we'll have anywhere near the crowds we had last year.
Right.
But I did talk to Ethan Zahn, who said that he would love to come to one of the parties, maybe a couple. He doesn't live all that far away from me.
Yeah.
Obviously, if there was any chance to have big celebrities like the two of you at that would be amazing. So,
Fly us up. Fly us
no
up.
problem. Well, you got a thumb. You can get a ride. You're pretty. Squeal like a piggy, boy.
Speaking of... go ahead. I got an Ethan story. Oh, I have an Ethan's. Okay, so tell everybody where your parties are going to be. So those that are in Maine. Up in Maine.
We're going to be up in Mainer.
I've been up
maniacs.
there. I've heard
we're maniacs. Yeah. Yeah, those Mainer-nites.
The
Mainer-nites.
In the car.
I do want to give a shout out to my buddy Billy out in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Oh God, I love Billy to pieces. God, I love this guy. And I haven't been able to talk to him in a while, and I feel like such a jerk. So he loves the show. He always listens. He was the one that told me about you guys. I had no idea who you were.
Hi, Billy.
Hi, Billy. We love Billy.
Love Billy.
So shout out to Billy.
See, I'm surprised Billy told you about our show because he lives in Vegas and everything that happens there stays
there. Yeah, well, he watches you online, so technically you're not in Vegas. So there you go.
No, I've never.
All right, tell me your cool Ethan story.
Well, I don't know how cool it is. so Ethan showed up at the Durham Warriors Survival Challenge, and I went up to him and I introduced myself. I'm Dwayne Stroud. I'm co-host of Survivor Talk with D&D. And he goes, oh, cool. I said, you never heard of us, have you? He goes, I have now.
Which is a polite way of saying, no, I haven't, no.
It's a nice way of saying no, and
No.
probably not gonna hear and know you anymore.
And it's one of those things where you hear things like that, and the first thing you want to say, and when I hear like some of these really die-hard fans that just know every single name and detail and facet, it's like, holy, will you get out of mom's basement? Go kiss a girl already. You're like one of these Trekkies, you know? Get a hobby, something, and then I found out that both of you were married, so I was really impressed by that. So,
well, we are by no means Survivor savants or anything like that. That's for sure.
No.
So, well, y'all, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging around for the little Triple D extra at the end. That was fun. So,
little bonus.
Yeah.
Deleted scenes even.
A little bonus D and D, and the extra D. So, Dan, we hope to have you on later on in the season.
I'd be thrilled, guys. Seriously,
oh, yeah.
Anytime you want, I'm always excited.
It was funny because Kelly Wentworth and I were chatting today, and she goes, and she wrote something, and I said, I better not say that on the show because Dan's going to be there, and she goes, yeah, you better not.
Oh, what did she say about me?
No, it wasn't about you. It was about her. And I said, no, that's not safe to say in Dan's presence, or the show will. It was. I'll have to tell you later.
Oh yeah, I was going to say now you have to tell me. You can't set me up like that and just leave me hanging.
That's right. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, go to iTunes, leave us a good review, and next week, listen to the recap and discussion, and we will also take your feedback on the show. So next week, Thursday night, we'll be recording live at 10 o'clock. Get your feedback in by 7 or 8 o'clock sometime in the evening, and we will get it on the air. See you, everybody. Everybody say bye.
Good night.